Hello friends, welcome to the MOOCs on entrepreneurship development. In this module, we will be discussing about the business plan formulation and assessing the techno-economic marketing feasibility of the business plan. So, there are 4 videos in this module and this is the first video. The contents of my presentation, first is the introduction and then the business identification flow chart and then the utility of the business plan. Now, what exactly is a business plan? A business plan is a proposal for creation of productive capacities for manufacturing goods or providing services. You see, you want to make something, you want to manufacture something or you want to provide some services. So, first you will make a plan for doing that activity, because you have to create certain facilities for starting that business basically. So, you first make a plan and that plan is known as a business plan. Statistics show that the companies fail at an alarming rate within the initial 5 years. We have seen that the people who set up their businesses or they set up their industries basically. So, the failure it happens because of many reasons, but the chief reason is the lack of proper planning. And the business plan document basically takes care of that lack of proper planning. So, this is the the benefit of having a proper business plan. A business plan is the most important step in launching a new venture or expanding an existing one. Even if you want to set up a new venture or if in case you want to expand a new venture, expand existing venture, so you have to set up you have to make a business plan document. So, business plan is an outcome of an exercise meant to check the viability of an enterprise, because you have to see whether the project will be viable or not. So, technical viability, economic viability, marketing viability. So, you have to check the viability before you actually go into the launching of the business. So, for that you make a business plan document. It is a very important tool of project planning. Now, before we proceed further, let me touch upon some basic terms, so that we are at a common platform. The first is the term loan. You see, when you go to any bank or any financial institutions, so you take basically 2 types of loan. One is the term loan and the second is the working capital loan. Now, what is a term loan? A term loan is a loan which you take for the creation of fixed assets. Fixed assets could be like land, building, plant and machinery, etc. So, the loan which you take for creating these fixed assets, that is known as a term loan. The second is the working capital loan. Now, working capital basically, you see, once you have created all the fixed assets, you need the money to run the business, to run the industry. You need to buy the raw material, you need to pay to the workers, you need to buy the utilities like power, water, gas, etc. So, again you need the money. So, when you take the money for these things, it is known as a working capital loan. So, normally we go to the banks for getting a working capital, and normally we go to the state financial corporations to take the term loan. In fact, we have something known as the operating cycle, it is also known as the working capital cycle. You see, what we do is, once you create all the fixed assets, you convert the cash into the raw material. That means, you convert the money into the raw material, means you buy the raw material from the money. From the raw material, you have the work in progress, the work is going on, and then from there your goods are finished, the goods are ready to be sold, but you sell them on credit. So, you sell them on credit and then again you get back the money. So, this is a cycle, it is known as an operating cycle. So, the money which is required to run this cycle is known as the working capital. Then a few more terms. One is the equity or the promoter's contribution or the margin money. Now, what is equity or what is the promoter's contribution? Who is the promoter? You being an entrepreneur, you are the promoter. So, your contribution. You see, when you go to a financial organization to take a loan, they will never pay you 100%, they will pay you say around 80% or 90% or 70% or 65%. So, the remaining money which you put in as your contribution is known as the promoter's contribution or the equity or the margin money. Then the moratorium or the gestation period. You see, when you take a loan, you cannot start repaying the loan right from the day number 1. You need some time to start repaying, because the business will start, you will start earning the money and then you start repaying the loan. So, you need some time, that time is known as the moratorium period or the gestation period, and it normally varies from 6 months to 18 months. Then the debt equity ratio. Now, what is debt and what is equity? Debt is the loan which you take, equity is your own money basically. So, you have to calculate this ratio as a part of your business plan. So, this ratio can vary from 2:1 for a medium scale industry or a large scale industry to 3:1 for a small scale or for a tiny or micro this industry. Then comes the subsidy. Now, what is a subsidy? Subsidy is basically a type of a loan which is not to be returned. You see, the government gives a lot of incentives to some of the industries, to set up their businesses in certain areas which are industrially backward areas. So, you get some subsidy when you go to that area which is industrially backward, because the government wants to attract you and they want to develop that area as an industrially forward area. And then we have something like tax concessions or tax holidays. Like if you go to the northeast for setting up a business, you can get some tax concessions also for 5 years or 10 years. So, you have to see that thing also. Then the break even point. Break even basically means that you are neither incurring any profit nor getting any losses. When you start your business, after some time you are breaking even, that means no profit, no loss, and then from henceforth you are earning the profits. So, that point where there is neither any profit nor any loss, that is known as a break even point. Okay. So, what is a business plan? A business plan is a detailed description of mainly 3 things. Number 1, what business you want to be in, that means whether it is a manufacturing business, you want to manufacture something, or trading or servicing. So, it could be either any one of these 3. Then the how the business will achieve its goals, because when you are making a business plan document, you have to give a lot of information. Like for example, you have to provide information regarding infrastructure facilities, the manpower requirements. Manpower is again, there are different types of manpower: managerial, supervisory, skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled. You have to provide all the information over there. Then the materials like raw materials, other things basically, financial resources, their mobilization and management, and the financial implications. So, from all this data which you give as a part of business plan document, you are able to decipher how the business will achieve its goals. And then when would that happen? That means the time frame or the timeline or the implementation schedule, how you will implement those things. It may take some 1 year or 2 years or 6 months basically. So, you have to give month by month schedule basically. Now, a business plan is known by many names like a project report. So, you can also call it as a project report. Then techno-economic marketing viability report. This basically means that the project should be technically viable. The technology which you want to adopt should be feasible in the field. Sometimes you can take a technology from a R&D lab which is not field tested. It could be a problem. So, you have to ensure that the technology is relevant in the field. It can be applied in the field. Economic viability means the project must result into the profit. That is a major aim of starting a business. And then the marketing viability, that means whatever you are making, you should be able to sell that in the market also. So, it should be a techno-economic marketing viability or simple viability report. And then the feasibility report, that means the project should be feasible into the actual field. Now, this slide shows the business identification flow chart, how the business right from the very beginning, how you flow to ultimately set up a business. So, first is you get some ideas which business you want to set up. So, from where you get the ideas, you can get the ideas from the natural resources. Suppose you want to set up a business, let us say in Himachal Pradesh or let us say Rajasthan. So, what are the natural resources, and based on the natural resources you can set up any business over there. So, this could be one of the criteria. Then the markets, what is in the market, what is the demand supply gap basically in the markets, from there you can also decipher. Then something which can be exported or something which is import substitute or something concerning a technology related product. So, you get a lot of ideas basically, and then from these ideas you start evaluating and then you start dropping those ideas. So, first you go for the preliminary screening. So, you screen the all these ideas basically and then see what is feasible. So, maybe you drop some of them, and then from there you go to the pre-feasibility study, which goes a little more into the details of those specific ideas, and then after that you drop some of the ideas again. Then you go for the final feasibility study or a business plan basically. So, then you are able to identify maybe one or maybe more than one, but I think one is okay, and then you go for the actual design or the construction of a business basically. Next is why a business plan, why you want to make a business plan document. You see, a business plan document shows the vision of the entrepreneur and the enterprise. So, what will be happening in the next 5 years? What is your vision as an entrepreneur? Where you want to take this business basically, next 5 years or next let us say 10 years. So, your vision and the vision of the enterprise, because enterprise is different from the entrepreneur. So, you can have a different vision, your enterprise can have a different vision, you know. So, that is shown in the business plan. Then how you are able to sense the opportunity, that means which business you want to set it up, how you are able to arrive at that specific opportunity. Then the financing arrangements, from where you will be getting the money, like term loan, working capital loan. So, whether you want to take it from banks or financial corporations, you want to put in your own money, you want to buy from your buy from your from friends or relatives, something like that. Then the market assessment, how the market is behaving, what is the demand supply gap in the market. Then implementation issues, because there could be certain constraints while implementing a certain project also. So, that you also have to see, because sometimes like there is an environmental constraints are there. Sometimes you want to set up a business where, let us say, very close to the airport, there could be a height issue of the building. You want to set up a business close to some defense establishment, there could be some implementation issues. So, you have to see all those issues also. Then the return on the investment. Now, next is the utility of a business plan. First is it helps in obtaining the provisional or the permanent registration. Now, if you want to set up a business, first you go for the provisional registration. So, you need to submit a business plan document to get the provisional registration, which is valid for 5 years, and then you can go for the permanent registration. It helps in getting land or shed from the concerned agency. You see, any benefit you want to take from the government, or let us say from some of the banks. So, you have to submit the business plan, that is a that is like a must. It helps in securing supply of scarce raw material. Some raw materials are very scarce, not easily available, they are not abundant in nature, like let us say for example steel basically. So, you have to get the supply in a certain quota, you need to submit your business plan. It helps in securing the term loan and the working capital loan. Then it helps in firming up the technical arrangements. So, the technology which you will take, the technical know-how. So, again business plan is an important document for firming up all these things. Choosing a location where you will be setting up your business, which area, which city, which town, which area, selecting plant and machinery, finding out the manpower requirements, utility needs and other parameters. And then it generates a knowledge base for the entrepreneur, which will help him in formulating a business strategy. So, depending on the holistic picture of that business plan, you can formulate a business strategy for the times to come. It helps the entrepreneur in establishing the techno-economic marketing feasibility, which we have already explained. It educates the entrepreneur in regarding the degree of risk underlying the enterprise proposal, because you can see what type of risk. The risk could be in terms of the marketing, the risk could be in terms of setting up a business, the risk could be in terms of the technology. So, it will show everything over there. It brings into focus the key performance determinants in the chosen line of business. So, which are the key areas, the key factors which indicate the performance, that you can also decipher from the business plan. So, I think that is all for this video. So, thank you so much.